It's Saturday, May 5th, 2018. I'm Justin Castelli. This is All About Your Benjamins, and this is your weekend review for your weekly mixtape. Just a few items to talk with you about this week, so it should be short and sweet. We'll kick it off with some unemployment news. The unemployment rate on Friday was announced to be 3.9%. So 3.9% is the lowest rate since December of 2000, first time under 4% in a very long time. We are currently seeing the 91st month of adding jobs in the U.S. economic reports, and the U.S. economic expansion is in its 107th month. So we've been growing for 107 months. If you remember unemployment going down, we've talked about wages and growth in relation to unemployment going down. So as unemployment rates go down, wage rate should go up, and we're seeing that. And that I bring up because the Federal Reserve is watching that very closely, because that's one of the ways that they measure inflation, which is what they're trying to get in line. So that's the perfect segue to my next point, was that the Fed actually met this week on Wednesday. They did nothing to interest rates. They left them unchanged, keeping pace with what their outlined plan was to slowly raise rates throughout the course of the year. So expectations are that next month we will see a quarter-point raise on the Federal Reserve rate as they try to target the 2% inflation rate. Now, with this unemployment news, and if wages do continue to grow at a faster rate, that may change their plan for later in the year. But as of now, looks like the plan stays in place till we slowly see the Federal Reserve rate grow throughout the year. But they'll be keeping an eye on this unemployment and this wage growth number as those numbers continue to be released throughout the year. The Wall Street Journal had an interesting article this week that I want to bring up just to remind us why we probably should focus on using low-cost, boring, diversified portfolios. There was a company that was in the news a lot last year, or the last couple of years, by the name of Theranos. If you don't follow individual stocks, this is a company that was known for testing blood. Had a very young CEO. She was coined the next Steve Jobs. A very exciting, very hyped up company that turned out to be basically a fraud. It looks like at the end of the year, before the end of the year, it's actually going to be liquidated. But this Wall Street Journal article highlighted some of the largest investors in this company, and they're very well-known names. It's a lot of money that these individuals invested, and a lot of money that they stand to lose. And I only share this with you just to show you that the quote-unquote smart money doesn't always get it right, and there were some glaring red flags that the article points out that they should have noticed to maybe question whether or not it was a good investment. So I share this with you just to illustrate again how investing in a single company is not always the easiest thing to do, and I think it makes the low-cost, boring, diversified portfolio I mentioned earlier that much more attractive. And the final thing for this week, this is the annual Berkshire Hathaway annual meeting up in Omaha. So this is a pilgrimage for many investors that go out to hear Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger speak about the state of Berkshire Hathaway, but also just the state of investing in general. And it's almost like a big circus. There's a lot of events going on, almost like a trade show of all the companies that's owned by Berkshire Hathaway. It's an exciting weekend for many. I've never made the trip. I know the clock is ticking. I probably need to do that sooner rather than later. Hopefully I'll make that trip in the next couple of years. But I just bring it up because in the investment world, a lot of us will be following on Twitter just to see what is said, to hear what's going on, and just kind of participate in that event from afar. One thing to bring up also with Warren Buffett, this week it was revealed that he purchased 75 million shares of Apple, bringing his stake, I believe I read, it was close to 5% with the growth that he's had on his initial investment. Not anything that I'm saying we should go out and act on, but just a big number for Apple. It kind of brings some confidence to an investment like that to see Warren Buffett invest. But he also sold IBM, which was not a good investment for him, to purchase Apple. So again, don't go around don't go out and run out and buy Apple just because of this. But it's an interesting fact. It's a big number, and no one really knew about it because they don't have to disclose this until certain points. So Apple responded very favorably, hitting all-time highs after learning about Uncle Warren putting his stake at a larger size of Apple. So that's it. That brings us to the end of the weekend review. Be sure to check out the mixtape blog post below, and also be sure to subscribe to All About Your Benjamins to stay up to date with all of the blog posts, podcasts, and videos that I'm doing. A big thank you to everybody who has subscribed in the last few weeks. It's very exciting to see that number grow. And with that, I'll let you get to your weekend, and we'll see you in the next episode.